Hey guys, so happy New Year's Eve. So this morning I ran out for a little bit. I came back, I fried up. I had this little package. I'm doing everything simple. Back up here. I got canned black eyed peas, I got canned collard greens, I've got some little munchies that I'm going to cook. I have this little bag of ham. I was going to buy some ham hocks, but they were so expensive for a bone. So I bought these little diced up pieces of ham, right? It's in a vacuum pack. I keep doing this, this is like the size of it, kind of small. It's like vacuum pack, and there's so much ham in there. So I took and I fried it up, had it frozen. So I fried it all up with some onions, and then I separated. I put some for my beans, and then I'm going to freeze some. That way we can have ham and cheese omelets one morning. Just take them out. Time you cook breakfast, they're thawed out. So that's what I'm doing with that. I think that's all the thing I'm going to prep. Tonight, I'm just having tuna fish and french fries that I made, tuna fish sandwiches. So then I think we may have one of our friends may stop over for New Year's, maybe a couple of them. Anyhow, I'll be partying, drinking, and eating my snacks. My sister stopped by after I came back from the store, and she brought over her fruitcake. I haven't tasted it because my stomach was upset the other day, and it's still kind of tender a little bit, so I haven't tasted it yet, but it smells really yummy. So we had our coffee drink. I probably shouldn't have had that. Sometimes coffee will upset your stomach. Well, for me, upsets my stomach sometimes. But we sat and chit-chatted and for a while, so that was kind of nice. She was over here maybe a couple hours. I showed you my little pants I bought. I'll probably wear those tomorrow, or probably for New Year's Eve. I may wear them tomorrow. I don't know, because I kind of like to dress up for New Year's, even though I'm at home. It's just me. It makes me feel good. And I may put on some false eyelashes, get my tiara on. So I don't know. I'm going to enjoy myself. Disappointed in, when you reflect on the year past, it's been a pretty shitty year. It's shitty because we got a pretender president in office. He's such a pretender. It's shitty because he does all this stuff to hurt us, people like me. And on top of that, we've had issues with cars. That's awful because you got, two people still have to get to work, and I still have to get to a doctor's office or, go buy groceries or pick up stuff. You need that vehicle. I mean, the bus system here is pretty good, and my son has taken the bus many a times to work. He doesn't work that far from the house anyways. It's been all these issues, and there's been accidents. This is like one of the worst states for accidents. People are drinking here. This town's 24/7 drinking. Nothing shuts down. And these people get out on the road and then they run red lights. And that's mostly where our accidents come from. They run red lights and they're speeding through them. It's been a crazy year, so I'm kind of glad it's over with. When you look at, I'm looking forward to the new year because I got my cruise coming up with my daughter and my granddaughter. I am determined to get some of this weight off. And I know a lot of people say that New Year's resolution, oh, I'm going to lose weight. I've never said that, made it a New Year's resolution. I'm just saying it. And it just happens to be New Year's, I guess. But I've been thinking of it, and I've kind of been working myself up to getting back into my routine. Now, I developed some exercises for myself. They work out pretty good for me. I could do them at home. I don't need a lot of equipment. I need just a chair. I got my weights. You could box the air, I mean, you could do that. Your heart rate up, box, uppercut. There's a few things that I have developed by seeing a bunch of stuff out there, how to exercise, especially for older people like me. The one reason I want to get some of this weight off is that I know we're going to be doing a lot of walking. Now, I walk a lot now. Me and my sister, if we go shopping, I'll tell her park anywhere. I'm just slow walking. I've had my hip replaced, and I get a little nervous. And then sometimes with this weight, I get a little out of breath, but I can walk. I tell her, just park anywhere, park farther away, because I need to walk. I mean, I'm not afraid to walk. I've always walked. I've walked around the apartment complex. When I lived here, I walked around the block. You don't have to pay nothing to go walk. What I'm saying is it can get boring, so you can fall out of it pretty quick. Back to the cruise, there's going to be a lot of walking and far, far distance because, when you see the ship, you see the advertisement, you see the ship out there, and here's the island. In reality, that ship is parked way out there, you know, and you got to walk down this pier to get to the port. Just to get off the ship and get to land or to where you want to sightsee, it's going to be a little walk. And I don't want them to have to wait for me. I don't want to have to say, well, I got to sit on the ship because I just can't walk around, stuff like that. I mean, even on the ship, we'll do a lot of walking. So I need to prepare myself for that. I know I can walk, but I need to start getting a little strength built up because I don't want to lose my balance. I got to work on my balance. And I do a lot of old lady exercises. You get in a chair, you try to stand up without holding on to nothing. It helps with balance. So there's a lot of exercise I'm going to incorporate. Now, here lately, what I've been doing, because it's the holidays. Life always kicks us around and, you try to do a routine and then sometimes life is kicking you around and you got to do other stuff. So there was Christmas, there was decorating and sending packages and buying stuff. So what I did to get me started and getting focused on it, I put the weights by my chair. I have these little weights. And when I'm sitting there and I say, oh, let me get my weights. And I do some crunches, I do over my head this way. There's about probably about 4 exercises I do, and I'll do like 5 reps, and I try to do like 3 sets. So that's 15. Just while I'm sitting there watching TV. If I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking or doing dishes, I'll start doing leg exercises, kicking out to the side, kicking out to the back, or raising my leg up to the front, whatever. I do squats. So that just helps me get a little focused on, and getting me prepared to start exercising. Now, it's hard for me to be in a routine all the time. So I have to make it very interesting for me to keep doing it. And everybody knows themselves. When I get set where I feel like I could do a 20, 30-minute workout, what I'll do is I'm going to film all the exercises I do. I'm not going to really show you me doing my exercises, but I'm going to film it so you can see what I'm going to do. Because I don't eat a whole lot, considering that I'm a plus-size woman. I don't really eat that much. I mean, I have my breakfast. Sometimes at lunch, I'm not really hungry. In fact, I've been eating lunch at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And because I'm eating dinner at 5, I don't want to eat a lot at that 1 o'clock time frame. So sometimes I'll just eat a peanut butter sandwich. Got some protein, you're good to go. You don't have to eat a whole lot. You just got to kind of keep your body so it don't feel like it's in a slump, I think. You just got to give it energy. And especially now, I mean, I'm an older woman. I tell you, it's hard for women as we age. Our bodies go through all this because in my adult life, I was not a plus-size woman. I was probably what some people would call me petite. I never seen myself as petite. I seen myself as short and stocky. I mean, I wore like a 9'10" because in my 30s, I had a hysterectomy. Had everything taken out but an ovary. And when that happens, your body goes through a lot of changes. If you've had 10 babies or you've never had a baby, every month your body goes through a preparation of a baby. I said it's like setting up shop. It starts getting everything ready and then bam, you're not pregnant. So then it releases everything and it starts all over again. Every woman goes through that. They go through it differently, but we all go through that. But as you age, especially having a hysterectomy, you have everything taken out. It was confusing, I think, to my body. My body was saying, well, there's nothing there to prepare for a baby, yet her age is still young enough to have a baby. So I think that's why our bodies start going through this stuff, it's still trying to hold on to some stuff, and I don't know. But from 30 years on, when I turned 30 till now, I've been struggling with weight gain. I think the only thing that kind of saved me from not really gaining a lot of weight in my 30s was because I always had jobs where I was standing, walking a lot, bending and stuff like that. So even though I wasn't really exercising, I was getting a lot of that at work. It wasn't a sit down job. Now, when I moved out to Vegas, I had a sit down job, and I thought, wow, this is great. Sit down job. No, it's not great. Sitting down all day is pretty hard to do. I had jobs that worked with numbers and paperwork, so I could concentrate on that and get through the day. It was rough. And then, my body once again was like, okay, now she's not really doing anything. So I still would try to walk at lunch hour. Me and my sister we go walking. Yeah, but it wasn't like a constant thing. It was like my weight was getting ahead of me. You wake up one day, you're older, this is you. And this is nothing against plus size women. I love plus size women. They help me a lot. This changing of my body, plus size women on YouTube helped me a lot. It's just factual. This is what women's bodies go through. My body got to the age where it was saying, okay, now the age is caught up with there's nothing in there to make a baby. So now it's where I sweat. I mean, you've heard me complain about sweating. I'll sweat my butt off sometimes. That's life. That's what we call life. But that's my goal. That's what I want to do. I've already started, like I said. I just haven't, I guess, committed to a slot time just to say, hey, I'm going to do it. Now, I probably won't talk about it no more. Once I show you my little exercises I do, they might help somebody else that has a hard time exercising. But I probably really won't mention it unless it's really shows on me that I've lost. Then I'll explain it. Because I don't want nobody to think that I'm taking anything or stuff like that if I lose weight. But anywho, oh, excuse me, I haven't even started drinking yet. But anyhow, let me go in here and take care of a couple things, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.